Hello, this is Ryan with Platinum Ponds and Landscaping. I'm here with Carl Petit with Columbia Water Gardens, and I brought Carl in to help us with this incredible koi pond. That, believe it or not, this is a formal koi pond that we're building, and we brought Carl in to help us with his expertise. Carl especially has done a lot with concrete floating steps, and why don't you tell us a little bit about what we got going on here, Carl?
Yeah, sure. Come on over here. We've got our footer. Now, the way the footer was designed is to be able to give extra structure so that the footer can't really topple. So if you come on in here, I just want you to see really nice and close. You'll notice right here, the top section is wider than the bottom section. And the reason for that is that as any pressure, as you're walking across the top, that puts pressure on this extra side over here. It acts as like a key in a foot, minus the foot. So it does act as a key on both sides, and that gives you extra strength and rigidity. As you can see, we're rebarred and we're tied in and everything else. So you've got your rebar coming down the center of the tube here, and it's coming out this way, it's coming out that way, and it's tying into the rebar that's going up to the next tube, tying into this rebar going up into the next tube. So rebar is going out lengthwise down the trench, and it's going widthwise across the trench. Yep. It's a very simple concept. The bracing, the only purpose for the bracing obviously is to hold these guys vertical and tight as we're pouring. First thing we did is we put down these runners that went across the side of it, screwed them into the sides. That allowed us to be able to kind of get them in the right position, the right place. After that, we put these guys down, 45-degree miters, drop those guys down. That allowed us to be able to get them perfectly level. Then we tied these guys into the sides like this, and then a final tie going across the top with these guys over here. Super strong, super safe, not gonna move. It's super important though, as we're doing that. So what did you see yesterday? What did you enjoy about yesterday? Nothing.
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. We were bending rebar, tying up rebar, getting everything.
I mean,
in
you
place.
got a lot bigger arms than I do, and I was like, yeah, you can bend it.
But then we had to bring Jim in because I'm like, I'm getting too old for this. We need to bring the young guns in. And
no, but Jim also, he's got leverage. He's like 6'2" or something like that,
Yep.
And he's younger.
Correct. We're getting old, Carl. We're getting old.
No, I'm getting old.
So when we put our steppers in, they're 2x2 steppers, and one of the things that we've paid really close attention to is getting our right grades, so everything matched up. And tell me about, we can either anchor these steppers in, or guys use construction adhesive. What is the pros and cons of that, Carl?
So the pros and cons really, I mean, obviously we don't want those steppers to topple or to move or to give away or anything like that. So if you're gonna glue that thing down with construction adhesive, if you're gonna use something like that, you gotta have something that is gonna be like, you're gonna break the block before you break the adhesive.
Correct.
And I think that's what you're using with your adhesive going all the way around here with the wall.
Yep.
What adhesive is it that you're using? Do you know what it's called off the top of your head?
We use Gator Alliance XP. We like that the best. It literally, when we're trying to chip that off, the block will bust before the joint of the seal of the construction adhesive, and we find that to be the best stuff. Other people, they like a few. Techniseal has a pretty good product too, and so does Structure Bond. But we really like Alliance.
Yeah, and I think I saw that in a foam gun, wasn't it? No?
That was the Structure Bond. The Structure Bond comes in a foam gun. The other ones just come in tubes with a caulk gun.
Just a caulk gun.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
We really like but with the and sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But when you don't use a construction adhesive, you don't have to cover up that where the anchors come through.
Yeah,
correct?
and so that was the big issue. That was the conundrum. And so at first we're looking at it, we're saying, okay, we're just gonna pre-drill the top of the steppers and drill through those guys, and then set those marks, throw some anchors down into the bottom, and screw those steps down. The problem with that is that you're going to see the top of where those screw holes are as you walk across, which I personally don't like. But then yesterday, I'm talking to Ryan, and I'm looking at them. We had to remove a couple blocks, and they're like disintegrating these 65-pound blocks, and I'm looking, shoot, that adhesive isn't so bad. And I didn't say anything. And then he brought up the idea of why don't we just use adhesive? And he's like talking about how these blocks and this adhesive that he's using, I haven't used it before. So that's the beautiful thing about collaborating with other people is you pick up on other people's tools too. Personally, I think you're going to be fine. I think that you ought to talk to the homeowner and just say, look, this is what we're going to do today. And if something fails with it, then we can always come back in and we can anchor it, and you know, you've got the anchors.
And that's the great thing with adhesive. If for some reason you do have a seal that might come loose, you can reassess, you can anchor it in then, or you can, but I don't think we're going to have any issues with that. But it's just good to know that what the options are. So I wanted to ask about that. And then finally, just with what we're trying to get done today, the concrete trucks are coming in here in the next 10 minutes. We're gonna be hopefully getting the truck coming, we'll show over here real quick. The truck's coming back through down this dirt access road that we have, and gonna try to get the chute over here to get us poured right in there. We're hoping we don't have to bucket this thing, but what happens if we do, Carl? What challenges can we run into?
Well, you're gonna have a sore back. I mean, I would say the challenge is it's just harder work, you know. But that's not for look. We're rock guys. We move boulders, we move heavy objects, and we've got core strength. And to us, it's not that big of a deal. It's just extra work, you know. I'm a big fan of using the right equipment for the job and using machinery and saving our backs and all that. You're going camping this weekend. And I can just see you nursing a bad back all weekend long. That's not going to be good.
I'm always nursing a bad back. So. But we don't. But the concrete dries out. Are we concerned about that? We concerned.
No,
about
because they're already going to be prepared for that. We talked to them yesterday. We said, hey, this might be an obstacle. So if you got a good concrete guy, if you got a good pumper, in this particular case, like where I'm from in Southern California, everything gets pumped, you know. And but your issue was that you got pumpers up here too, but it's a short load because it's such a small amount of concrete, and it doesn't make financial sense for a pumper to come out and do it. You know. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find that harmony behind what makes financial sense versus what can we actually get away with.
That's correct. We only have 3 yards coming, which isn't a lot. It's a short load, so we're hoping to get this the chute to get us all set up. So,
now you over-ordered, right?
We did.
Okay, good. Good. So whatever extra is left over, we're just going to dump it. Okay.
Well, we thought you were going to take that back to California with you. You know?
Carry on. I'll put it in my backpack. No, I'll take it up. I'll take it up to see my friends on the other side of the state, and I'll leave it at their house.
Hey, you know, as long as it gets through baggage claim, right? That's all that matters.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Whatever is extra, I'll just take it and I'll leave it at their house.
There you go. There you go. Well, hey, we want to get going here. The concrete trucks are about to pull in, but we just wanted to let you know what we're doing, and just so great. We wanted to thank you, Carl, for coming and working with us. Jim and I are honored to have you here and to learn from you, and it's been a great experience.
Yeah, do you mind if I tag my channel real quick?
I do not.
Yeah, so if you like this project here, this is a fantastic project, but I filmed one of his other projects, and it's going to be on my channel. It's a recreational swim pond. Some of the finest work that I've ever seen, and I've just got the chills just thinking about it. In that video, I saw fireflies for the very first time. I'm looking at a sunset. I threw my drone up in the air, and the sun is setting, and as I drop the drone down, you'll see some really beautiful evening panoramic shots with all the lighting that he did. It's a phenomenal project. You don't want to miss it. So check out Columbia Water Gardens on YouTube, and if you like the content, the best way you can support us is just by subscribing. If you leave a comment down below, I respond to 100% of every single comment that is left on my channel. So yeah, this is a great experience for me. I'm super glad to be here. I love the Midwest, and you've been a fantastic host.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, again, this is Ryan with Platinum Ponds and Landscaping, and stay classy, San Diego.